2017 has been a tumultuous year for the Western Cape. In part one of an overview of the province, we look at massive fires that ripped through Somerset West at the beginning of the year and in March. 15,000 people were left homeless after a blaze gutted several hundred informal homes. In Knysna, the biggest fire in living memory killed 10 people and caused close to R1 billion worth of damages. Court proceedings also got underway in several cases, including that of Henri van Breda and property mogul Jason Rohde.
Barely 3 days into the new year, high temperatures, strong winds and no doubt the drought fanned a massive fire in the Somerset West area. Millions of rands of damage was caused and 7 homes, including a gutted lodge, were damaged. Later that month, a fire also ripped through Paarl. It caused extensive damage, including a centuries-old manor house that was gutted. There were also extensive fires in Ocean View and Wellington. All the fires impacted negatively on the province's economy. In one of the worst fires in the peninsula, 8 people were killed and more than 10,000 people left homeless when several hundreds of shacks were destroyed in Imizamo.
We don't have staff, we don't have place to stay.
Government must do something, otherwise each and every year we experience the same thing and there's nothing done about it. It's been happening in many years.
People were temporarily housed at a local sports field while the city of Cape Town reblocked the area for services. But not everyone supported this project, and this, along with other issues, led to prolonged unrest and service delivery protests. An ANC office and an ANC member's home, as well as 4 containers that housed businesses, were torched.
This is an office where people come to for services, and this is where people come to get in touch with government. And this is the same office where people's CVs are done and photocopies, proof of address. We do that for free to assist people. And today there are people that decided to take that away from the community. It is just said that people will ban something that is that useful for them.
In December, over 300 families were connected to the city's electricity grid. More than 500 formal houses will be built as part of the upgrade of Imizamo. Many describe the thick smoke, smog and flames as scenes out of a movie. Knysna was nearly under the ash as gale force winds fueled several fires, forcing the intermittent closure of the N2 for days. 8 people died, while thousands were evacuated as a safety precaution.
When the fire started, we didn't know, we were sleeping, and the municipality told us to come out from the houses. So we had to pack all our things and went all the way on the top of the building, waiting for them to say something. And they said we should get out because the fire is coming close to us. And we had children in the house, and it was so scary, so we didn't know what to do. And my friend was crying, and all of a sudden we saw the wind blowing up the ceiling. And we saw some little fire coming out. And you see in the bush, the fire was coming towards us. It was very hell for us for that night.
More than 1,000 properties were gutted, from the informal settlements to multi-million rand homes. All suffered the same fate.
Fire spread very, very fast. And we came back, my husband came back that evening at about 10 o'clock and saw that our house was still standing. But all our friends and the whole neighborhood that we stayed in for about 30 years is devastated.
By the 11th of June, the Hell Week was over and the fires under control.
It's the brotherhood of firefighters. Once again, we banded together during this huge fire, which is now a disaster. Guys worked around the clock, they worked tirelessly. Guys wanted to be on the lines as much as we wanted them to go and rest. They wanted to be on the lines in the dark, pulling hoses up there, not even coming down for a little bit of bite to eat, taking their food with them, eating in the smoke there. Your efforts, your dedication to this job is highly appreciated. And I think every single resident in the town can actually see what firefighters do. We all sit back and talk about this Knysna fire for many, many years. So the efforts greatly appreciated.
Damages of over 800 million rand was recorded, and rebuilding Knysna will take several years as many projects are underway. Donations and support poured in from across the country. The courts in Cape Town were very busy this year. 23-year-old Henri van Breda stands in the dock at the High Court in Cape Town and is accused of killing his parents and brother and seriously injuring his sister with an axe at the family's Disalsa estate home. Van Breda denied all charges against him.
Did you kill your father with an axe?
No.
And did you kill your brother with an axe?
No.
Did you kill your mother with an axe?
No.
Did you attack your sister with an axe?
No.
During trial, a neurologist, James Butler, testified in defense of Henri, telling the court that there is compelling evidence that the 23-year-old suffered an epileptic seizure on the night of the murders. But the state insists that Van Breda is responsible for the murders. The case has been postponed until February 2018 for closing arguments. Also in the High Court, former Sotheby's Real Estate Group CEO, Jason Rohde, is being tried for the murder of his wife, Susan. The murder took place at the Spear Wine Estate in July. Rohde pleaded not guilty and maintains his wife committed suicide. Judge Giat Saleh Hlope conducted an in loco inspection at the wine estate. Rohde is out on bail of 1.1 million rand and the case continues. Mariska Botha, SABC News, Cape Town.